Hey Gems, in this video I'm showing you how to do the Barbie ponytail with the bangs. It's almost like a lemonade type of bang style. I'm starting off with doing 2 rows of knotless braids to make the bangs full. I am doing the bangs first. And yeah, I'm just starting off with just doing regular old knotless. I'm just doing 2 rows, but if you want them smaller, like smaller parts, it's really up to you. It all depends on the fullness that you want for your bang. Because I do know I am putting in the boho curl, I didn't think to make it too much full. I was going to use the boho to make it as full as I wanted on top of the braids that will be coming to this side. You want to make sure when your client is getting this hairstyle that you ask what side they want the bang to fall on. She wanted it on her right side, so that is why I am doing it on her right side. This video, if you really look at it from a step process, depending on wherever you want to start, but from the ponytail, the bangs, the barrels to the boho, it's about 4 or 5 steps on just how to create this hairstyle. So you want to make sure that you stay for the entire video. Right now, like I said, I am doing the knotless braids, which I have a braiding rack to the side. Everything that I use in this hairstyle will be in the description below. So if you want to purchase any of these things, you can go right ahead and do so. Also, if you see me like moving her head a lot, she is doing a lot because we were actually doing this hairstyle with my grandbaby and she's still very young. So we have to tend to her and take breaks and stop or just adjust and reset. You may even catch her in this video if you continue to watch. But yeah, she's definitely in the mix, taking up all the attention, which we love because we love her so much. But yeah, you're going to see me moving her head constantly. And I know you guys are used to my motto, aka daughter. So you're probably like, why is she moving so much? But if you guys were wondering what we were talking about all the airline flights that were just like going down. Like we were like, ain't no way another plane went down. So yeah, it's been really scary out here. And yeah, because I know somebody asked me on my Instagram, what do you guys be talking about when you're doing hair? Because your clients be laughing and doing all types of stuff. So we were watching a show, or a movie rather. It was called Sunset Park. It's on YouTube and it's free. So go watch it. It's really good. And we also watch Rain Man. But we were just talking about life and just the baby and the things that was happening on the internet. Right now she's choosing our movie, as you can see. And the movie we're going to start to watch is, I believe, Sunset Park. We did watch The Wood as well, which is also a good throwback movie. So yeah, I just wanted to answer, like, what do you guys be watching, when doing such a hairstyle for such a long period? And that's usually what we be doing. What's your thoughts? Have y'all seen any of those movies? What's your thoughts about, those planes going down and just the lives? I always pray over those families because it's just so devastating. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys the tea of what we normally be talking about. But back to this hairstyle. So I am making these braids super long, or not super long, but at least past or mid back length. I want to say all of the braids are mid length all the way, because I am going to be doing the barrel knots or twists, if you will, at the end of each braid. I did not finish off these braids. I'm just braiding it onto the scalp, and then you guys will see how I add in the hair to finish it. And you do want to ask your client how much baby hair, or whatever you like to call it, but how much baby hair they want out for this hairstyle. She's only getting hair out on one side, which is the side that is obviously not where the hair is falling. And she didn't want a whole lot because she just didn't want to maintain a whole lot. Said she don't have time to be doing edges all the time. Sometimes she just want to get up and go as a new mom. And I understand that, things become less important once you have children and become a mother. So I understand. But as far as dramatic for edges, it is really up to you on how dramatic you want them to be and stuff like that. You guys know that I call them forehead hairs, aka finger waves. But they still be doing it. It be making the hairstyle super cute, super nice. So, to each his own, but do what you like and how much you would like out. I did have a hard time angling like just this part falling to the side. But if you want to see how I do like a lemonade style, just go ahead and check it out, or I'll just link it right here and you can click it once you're done watching this video. But right here, I am just doing all of the cornrows or stitch braids for some who call it that on the scalp, and I'm just braiding it onto that one side because I have completed all of the knotless braids. If you are finding value in this video, just make sure you go ahead and, subscribe so that when I put out new content, you guys can know and get more and more tutorials. Also, it'll help me understand what you guys are liking and things like that. So also hit that thumbs up button and go follow me on all my platforms, same name across every platform. And yeah, just, support your girl. I really appreciate you guys. It's really helping my channel grow. And I just thought this was a cute hairstyle. To me, this hairstyle would be perfect for the summer. I really think this is going to be the summertime hairstyle. I really do, because it's effortless. It's not too much on your shoulders where it's causing extra heat. It's just perfect. Unfortunately, I'm doing her hair in the wintertime, but she could put some earmuffs on, you know what I'm saying? But I really think that braids is just, you can wear them all season. What season do you guys think that braids fit the most? Do you like braids more in the summer? Do you like them more in the winter? I know in the winter, I like styles like knotless braids and things with a lot of hair because it just keeps your hair warm, especially being in a cold climate like I am. But hairstyles like with a ponytail or braids to the side, lemonade braids, I think those are perfect for summertime. But I also think knotless and locks is also a vibe in the summer, especially if you vacationing and you want to be an island girl. So, I always say island girl, but just if you want that beachy feeling. And I think it's super versatile. So I just feel like braids is in all season. Y'all let me know if y'all think braids are in all season. I also want to say, though, back to this hairstyle, that you can do whatever design you choose to do when doing this bang section. You don't have to have it curved the way that I do. You can really design it the best way that you want to do it, or you want it to fall. But this is just giving you some type of rubric of just how you can part your client's hair or your hair. So that's why I wanted to show you guys how to do this style, because not everybody have the vision of designs. But again, you can put whatever design you want. You can do heart all the way going to the other side. You can do all types of stuff, any type of design. And I also want to say that this hairstyle should last about 3 weeks with good maintenance and care. People always ask me, specifically my clients, how long is this hairstyle going to last? It all depends on how you upkeep your hair, to be honest. If you're not putting on a satin scarf, then, or wearing a shower cap when you're showering or bathing, it can cause your hair to look very warm very quickly. So you want to make sure that you're doing all of those things when having a protective style. And you see how I'm just adjusting her head 1,001 times? That's because that grandbaby, she just got to look at her Mimi, and she want to play and she want to talk. So you will see me again adjusting her hair. But I was talking about the maintenance, and you just want to make sure you maintain this hairstyle. I will be showing in some shorts how this hairstyle lasted, like how it looked in this 3rd week, so you guys can kind of see like how good or how bad, or but it also all depends on how fast your hair grow. I can give you a minimum 3 weeks, maximum 4 weeks, but it really depends on how fast your hair grows and how you upkeep your hair. So yeah, I do want to say that when you're doing cornrows on the scalp, you want to make sure you start feeding in small pieces of braiding hair to the size of the other braids. You want to start it right before you're coming up off of the scalp so it can go in there seamlessly. Or if your client has super thick hair like my other daughter hair is, you can really just add it once you get up off the scalp. But I like to do hers and kind of build up the braid a lot earlier because her hair isn't as thick as my other daughter, but it's still thick in its own right. But I just like to add little small pieces as I feed it in, and I just braid it all the way down. Again, I want to tell you to braid it down all the way to probably mid back, because you want a nice, clean, cute barrel. And you see my grandbaby, she peeking through a little bit. But yeah, and that's pretty much how you want to do it. All right, now we are working on the Barbie ponytail. I have braided all those other braids all the way down and fed in what I needed to. You want to split your client's hair into 4 sections like you seen before I started parting the middle part. Now I'm using a corner of each side, top and bottom. So I'm doing the bottom section now, and I'm just going to make a knotless braid with this parting that you see me doing right here, just to make the ponytail a lot fuller And so I won't be just trying to really make a braid go into a small peak of a little triangle, if you will. But you want to make sure you have 4 sections. Then you want to just part like so, and then do your knotless braid. And again, you want your braid to be long. She didn't want her ponytail to be too much longer than her bangs. She just thought it wasn't a vibe. Also, I also want to say at the end, when you see the very end, she was really like, I don't know if I want to do this hairstyle. And I got the inspiration off of Instagram. I had seen it and I was like, I got to do it. But she was just like, I feel like it's going to have me looking like a kid. And I kept telling her, like, youth is beautiful. But I'm just like, it's not going to have you looking like a kid. This is a cute hairstyle. But she was like, Originally, it was just supposed to be curly ends with all the braids. But she was like, why don't we just do barrels? And that'll maybe just make it look a little bit more older for more of my age group. And I'm like, girl, you're not old. So what are you talking about? But she really was adamant about it not being super long. And you see, I was measuring it as I went. But now you see me doing the top part after I parted it as well. And I'm just doing this knotless. But y'all let me know at the end if y'all think she looked like a little kid. I think this can go on anybody, kid or not, and call it a day. I feel like I can rock the hairstyle. And I'm in my 30s. So y'all let me know. But she was really like, I don't know. It looks a little kitty, and I don't know. I don't want to look like I'm in high school. I want to look like a college kid or an adult. And I'm like, okay, girl, whatever. But anyway. But yeah, you want to make sure that as you're braiding it down, you are making sure you're conscious of the length that you're adding into. And when it comes to these 4 sections, I'm starting off with 1 section, and I split this in half. The 2 back sections, I split in half and put 2 braids on one side and 2 braids on the other side for this ponytail. So you're going to see me split again right here. And this is where the 2 braids are. And then I'm going to do 2 braids on the other side. And I'm just going to cornrow that into the ponytail. And again, I feed in the hair once I get to the end, which you will see me do. You want to make sure you detangle the hair. I always detangle with my unbrush. Y'all really love my unbrush. It's just beautiful. But anyway, I'm just braiding it up, and you're going to see me start to feed in some small pieces of braiding hair again, like I did with the lemonade braids, just to build up the braid so it has the thickness and everything like that matches throughout her whole entire hairstyle. So with the top quarters, you see I've already started. I did 5 braids in each. I split it in half and realized, okay, this is the bigger part of her cranium. So I did 5 different braids in each section. So it's all together is 10 at the top of the Barbie ponytail and 8 in the back of the Barbie ponytail. And I'm doing a design of crisscross. You can do whatever design you like for this hairstyle. It doesn't have to be tiny braids. It doesn't have to be big braids. It could be whatever size you want, whatever design you want, long as it's doing the goal of having multiple braids in a Barbie look. Do straight backs into this ponytail, or you can do crisscross. I just did a crisscross design on each section, and then 2 straight backs ones on the outside. So I hope this all makes sense. It's 3 that I'm doing the crisscross section on. You see I'm just braiding it all the way down. That is pretty much how I did this Barbie ponytail. You just continue to watch and you can pretty much see exactly what I'm talking about. I just told you guys in total it's 10 braids at the top, 8 in the back. So it's 18 braids all together. But again, this all depends on your client and their size of their head. If it's a smaller head, it might be 10 top, 10 at the bottom. But with her head is fairly average or regular size, and I feel like this was a perfect amount. You can also make the braids a lot smaller. It's really up to you, but this is just a design for you to follow if you want to create this hairstyle. Once I get done braiding every single braid down, I am now going into the knots or barrels, and it's really easy. You just bring it up, then you just wrap at the top all the way down until the very end of the part of where you want the braids to actually like hang. She decided to have her bangs just hang this low. So I basically folded it where she wanted it to be, and then I just wrapped it, and then you just wrap it all the way to the bottom, and then I secure it with a rubber band. I do not dip her hair in hot water because her hair is longer than this braid. I just do a rubber band and that secures it in place. But I would not recommend dipping in hot water. And you see how I'm just measuring where she wants it to be? Then I fold it up and I wrap around at the top going downward. You want to make sure you're wrapping nice and firm, but you're just going to go downward until you get to the very tip of where you want it to hang, and then you start going back upward. If you've seen my past video of doing locks doing this, then you'll know what I'm talking about, but you just wrap it around and then you secure it with a rubber band. The reason you do not want to dip, especially with clients that have hair that is longer than the length of the braid, is because you'll strip their hair. So I would not recommend. I know a lot of girls do that to get away from the flyaways and just to make the barrels stay in place, but I would not recommend doing hot boiling water because your client's hair is inside of the braid, and if their hair is longer than the actual braid, then you're going to burn their natural hair and strip it. But if their hair is shorter and these braids were a lot longer, you could most definitely do a barrel twist and you can dip it in hot water. But since I'm right at her hair, I am not recommending that. That is why I am using a rubber band. And if you want to give it a little, a little razzle dazzle, you can use some colorful rubber bands to secure it, just to give it some, something. But we're using black rubber bands. It's blending in. You can't see them. And then before I do the ponytail, I go all the way through her head and I oil her scalp. Because once your hair is in a ponytail, we all know that middle part can sometimes sweat or cause some type of itching just because it's up in a ponytail, just tight and sealed. And once I get done putting it in a ponytail, you're going to see me wrap around to cover up where the ponytail holder is. So I like to moisturize my clients' hair because sometimes they don't be having time to do it. And I just do it. Again, everything that I use is in the description box. And if you are finding value and enjoying my content, please subscribe and like. Thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know if you enjoy this hairstyle. Just put an emoji of a heart again. But you see right here, I'm putting it in a ponytail. It's not super tight. It's just nice and firm. Then I'm using a braid and I'm wrapping it around the base like you would if you were doing like a loose extension. And then I am going to secure that with a rubber band because usually if it's longer, it can just, seal it. But I'm using the Got To Be, and that's a little shea butter that got on her braid that you're going to see me remove. But then I'm going to go back over it just to make sure that part stays secure, and I'm just going to do a rubber band, about 2 or 3, and it's pretty much in place for the entirety of her hairstyle. Now if she wants to loosen it herself, she can, and just redo this whole ponytail method because sometimes it does itch because it does need a breather sometime. Then she can do so, and then she can just put it right back. It's really not that hard at all. But I am using the rubber band just to make sure that it secured the spot of that braid that I wrapped around. And I'm just making sure it's nice and secure. Now that we're in the back. So you want to make sure when you're doing any type of length, whether it's cutting or anything or barrel twist like I'm doing, so like here, you want to make sure your client head is looking straight forward and they're sitting up straight to make sure that the braids all end up being the same length. Because sometimes when your client is moving around, especially when you're doing a cut or you're trying to make a certain length, it can come off wonky or not as accurate. So you want to make sure your client hair or head rather position is straight up, looking straight forward, and it's relaxed enough so that everything can be at the same length. You're going to see me constantly going up to the other knot and just making sure they're about the same length. And again, I just secure it with a rubber band. You see, this is a little bit longer than her bang, which is how she wanted it. But you can do long. You can do a long bang. You can do a long ponytail together. You can do a short bang with a long pony. It's really up to you. She really wanted a Barbie look, so that is what I am going for. And again, you don't have to have barrels at the end. You can literally get some bob length hair and make it where it's just a little bit past your client's hair, or I want to say about an inch past your client's hair. Then you can curl it, and this can be curly instead of barrels. Now you see me cleaning up the barrels because I cannot dip it because her hair is so long. It's little flyaways that I'm just cutting off. It's not her hair. It's just from the pre-stretched hair. And I'm just cutting them off just to give it a polished look. And that is how you do that. This is why people dip it in hot water, because they want to seal those and make sure those flyaways melt off or melt downward and not be poking out. I just cut them off because, again, I am not dipping her hair. And I just go through each one and I'm just cutting and making sure that it's looking nice and neat. Now it is time to add in the boho curl, and I am just using a latch hook. As far as how boho you want it is really up to you. We wanted a full look, so I put 2 on each braid. And then it's a good length. I want it to be a little longer than the actual ponytail, so that way when I cut it, it can all be the same length, which you'll see me do once I get done adding in all of the boho curl. But I'm just adding it in like you've seen me do on multiple videos. And if you haven't seen it, that means you got to go look at my channel. But I'm just adding it in. I feel like this way is quicker. I feel like if I would have just braided the curls in, it would have just been a little annoying in a way. I feel like this is a lot quicker, and yeah, but you can do it either way. You can do it where you braid it in and add the curly, or where you crochet it in like I am. If you are using human hair pieces, I would recommend braiding it into the braids. If you are using crochet like I am, synthetic hair, then you can do the crochet method and it won't slip, which where human hair tends to sometimes slip out of place just because it's human hair, unless the texture is a really kinky texture. But I am using the free tress beach curl boho hair. Well, I don't want to say boho hair, but free tress crochet beach curl. And that's my favorite one. I feel like this one lasts a lot longer than any of those other ones. It'll really last the whole 3 weeks without looking all crazy. Super ready. Again, if you want to see how this hair looks in 3 weeks, I will be taking a picture of it so you guys can see this hairstyle and see what I mean about the curls. But as far as the type of boho curl that you want, you can really pick whatever curl texture you would like. But this is just my preference. So yeah, and you see I'm just crocheting it in. I'm putting some closer to the base and then towards the ends, like mid part of the braid. And then you're going to see me finish it off. And that's pretty much how you complete this look. But I love it. Let me know again in the comments if you love this hairstyle, if you're going to try this hairstyle, and if this video really helped you out and understand how to create this hairstyle for yourself. Once I get done with adding all the boho curl, before I cut it, I add in some mousse just to define the curls, really get them being defined again. Since I play with them, then I just cut the ponytail. You want to be careful because you don't want to cut the knots. I was very careful. It may be looking very quick and smooth how I did it, but I'm just making sure it's evened out. And yeah, you see, it's super cute. It's super full. Now I'm going to work on the front and start adding in those boho curls the same way that I did with the back section of the ponytail. Again, ask your client how full they want it. She didn't want it too full in the front, but just like a medium-sized fullness. So again, ask your client, and you want to go underneath the braid when you crochet it in. You don't want like a little small knot hanging out, bulging out of her hair. You want to make sure you're putting it underneath where the hair, like how it falls, you go underneath that and then crochet it in with the latch hook. Now that I am pretty much done, I just go back over it with some mousse, and then I just cut it to the length that she wants it, which is where those knots are, and I just carefully just cut and make sure that I'm not cutting the knot. And here's the finished product. I hope you guys really like this hairstyle. It is super cute, and if you want to see some other tutorials, click them right here. See you on the next one. Peace and hair grease. Bye.